is going to be giving us more details regarding what to expect. Now remember, the weather forecast from October to December, of course, we are set to see some rain. As the officials had mentioned at the Kenya Meteorological Department headquarters, they had said that the rain performance as compared to last year is improved. So this year, we've actually had better rain, and that is good news for all. So yes, we're also going to be giving you more details regarding a recap of how the other seasons went about and how weather has been throughout the year here in Kenya. And right now, taking you directly to the Meteorological Department headquarters with Brenda. Good afternoon, Brenda. What exactly was said in this briefing? All right, we apologize for that. Seems to be a technical glitch with the sound, but we'll try and get back to her as soon as we can. And of course, she'll definitely be giving us a detailed update on weather matters.
Absolutely. And as far as our news diary today is concerned, we are sensitive to the fact that George Natembeya, that is the regional coordinator, Nakuru, or better yet, the Rift Valley region, is this day briefing President Uhuru Kenyatta on the expected phase 2 of Mau evictions. So it will be interesting to see what will come forth in as far as that is concerned. But as we interacted even with residents of Nakuru County, save for the Mau issue, there is the whole question of the census that was just concluded last weekend and the delimitation of boundaries that is supposed to happen courtesy of IEBC after the census results are actually released. But we're now reliably informed that Brenda Cheriot is ready to bring us up to speed with what exactly has happened at the Meteorological Department this morning. Brenda?
Well, it's good news as this year's short rains look promising. We'll be having a well-distributed rainfall across the country with parts of western Kenya, that is Busia, Vihiga, Kakamega, Bungoma, and also Nyanza will be receiving above normal rains. And also parts of Rift Valley, which is North Rift part of Kenya, and also the South Rift and the central part of Kenya will be receiving well-distributed rainfall. Also, we have near normal rainfalls which will be witnessed in northeastern part of the country, which is Wajir, Mandera, and Isiolo. And coast region also will be receiving the near normal rainfall, that is parts of Tana River, the coast region of Mombasa, Mtwapa, and among others. Well, this year's short rains look promising compared to the previous long rains where we had delayed rainfalls in most parts of the country because of the tropical cyclone Idai, if you can remember, which interfered with the normal patterns of rainfall, and also the tropical cyclone Kenneth. And right now we're joined by the Deputy Director for the Kenya Meteorological Department, Bernard Shanzu. What can farmers expect this year?
Yeah, farmers, especially in the agriculture area, should expect these short rains to be quite well distributed, and we expect the rains to come in time. So for those ones who are intending to plant, I think they should make use of this and prepare their lands, and then when time comes, they should be able to plant on time, and I think it will be okay. Especially this season is normally very important for the eastern sector of the country, the Ukambani area. That is actually where we expect the farmers to really make good use of these rains, given that they had failures in the past seasons.
You've talked about the country covering, getting a forest cover of 10% by 2022.
Yes, we believe that the rains which we are expecting, especially on the western and parts of coast and even in the eastern regions, we expect these rains are conducive for tree planting, which can enable boost the 10% tree cover which the country is intending to have by 2022.
Well, thank you very much. That was Bernard Shanzu, the Deputy Director here at the Kenya Meteorological Department. And they're saying that we should be wary that there will be slippery roads that will be witnessed across the country, and also flash floods, not forgetting what happened at West, that was Hell's Gate, where people lost their lives after flash floods struck the area. We'll also be experiencing floods, and apart from that, the negative side of it, we'll be experiencing increased pasture. We'll be experiencing also increased foliage, among others. Back to you in studio, Shiksha.
All right, thank you very much, Brenda, for that update. Now, of course, as you've heard, we will be experiencing slippery roads. So yes, be prepared, because we need to make sure that you are prepared, just the same way we are going to be as prepared with the umbrellas, the gumboots. We're also going to be making sure the raincoats are out of the closet, because it is important that you are prepared in advance to avoid sickness and diseases, right?
Yeah, but remember, there was a caveat to this particular press briefing, because they said it still happens within the confines of nature. So there could be patterns and forces of nature that are beyond their control that could inform a different turn of events. Again, it's a forecast, not a prophecy. So let's be, allow a bit of leeway in case anything changes in the meantime.
Precaution is definitely better than treatment, though. So it is important.
Prevention better than cure, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be taking you through what's happening this day. And I remember in our diary, well, we told you a little bit about what exactly was trending and, of course, what was making the headlines today. Now, it is arguably the place with the highest concentration of churches in Nairobi, earning the term Nairobi's holiest ground. Now, over 200 churches occupy about 1.5 acres of land at the Aroro roundabout, with preachers insisting that each of them has a special calling to lead his or her flock. Franklin Masharia reports about the Aroro's holy place, where some churches have as little as 8 faithful. Take a look.
Beneath the uniform corrugated iron sheet structures, faithful lift their hands to the Almighty as preachers continue to impart the word of God to the faithful. So loud is the sound coming out of these churches here. One may be forgiven to think it's a marketplace, many of them tucked in different structures, and they belong to different denominations. Christopher Kiari was among the first preachers to start a church here on this road reserve at Uthiru roundabout.
Wakati niliingia hapa, hakukuwa kanisa yoyote. Na ndipo watu wakaanza kunifuata nyuma, wakaanza kuingia na wakaanza kuja kuingia kanisa hii. Na ndipo tukashirikiana. Na kutoka siku hiyo hata wa leo, makanisa bado inakuja ikiongezeka. Ni kama tuko na sasa karibu kanisa 300 na kitu. Zile ziko hapa.
It's a church magnet. With the convoy of Jesus being the smallest in size and the number of followers, it currently has 8 congregants.
Mungu ametuambia kwa jina lake Yesu, na Yesu mwenyewe akisema, palipo wawili ama watatu wamekutanika kwa jina langu, mimi niko pale. Kwa hivyo kama unamaanisha udogo ndio huo, basi sisi ni kanisa kamilifu kwa sababu tusaidia watatu. Na saidia yote Yesu yuko katikati yetu.
The men of God here scorn at the thought that they can merge these places of worship, insisting that each of them has a special calling to serve the people of God.
Haiwezekani kwa sababu Mungu anapeana kwa mapenzi yake. Ile huduma amekupea ina maono yake. Basi vile tuko hapa, sisi hapa ni convoy of Jesus. Maana yake ni kuenda. Sisi tunahubiri tukienda.
Hata na wewe mwenye kusimamia kanisa usijaribu sana kutafuta kwa umini kutoka kwa kanisa jingine ndio uingize. Sisi tunatafuta zile roho ambazo zimepotea. Heri uokoe mlevi kuliko kuchukua mtu ambaye ametoka kwa kanisa jingine.
Some of the churches do not have loudspeakers and congregants have to keenly listen to their preachers.
Mimi mwenyewe naishi hapa, lakini kulingana na makanisa mingi nashindwa mahali pa kuenda. Kwa maana ukienda kwa hii kelele ziko, hata utasikia vile mahubiri yenye unahubiriwa kwa hii kanisa yenye uko.
This land was initially set aside for a market, but many of the traders shunned it for lack of clients.
Sasa vibanda hii vikawa ni mahame, na ndipo nafasi ikajitokeza kwa watumishi wa Mungu.
In a world full of darkness, worshippers here continue to seek the light. They say that it is not normal to find so many churches concentrated in one place, but according to them, they are seeking the truth, and when they find the truth, it shall finally set them free. Franklin Masharia, K24 in Nairobi County.
You know, we were having this conversation during that story. Of course, I was just asking you to enlighten me on the different kinds of faithful that we have when it comes to Christianity, right?
The denominations.
Yes, and you really did a good job there. Well done.
Thank you. I got you.
I feel enlightened.
That's true. But it brings forth a very important conversation. And for the longest time in the country, we've seen a conversation around the Societies Act and to what extent it should be amended. Talks commenced with the former Attorney General, that is Gethu Muigai. Well, he proposed that that particular piece of legislation needs to be looked at. There were quotas that argued churches need to begin paying taxes. Of course, something that was not received very well. You also remember at such a time when it came to regulation and what exactly should be regulated when it comes to churches and the circumstances around anyone who wants to open a church. And members of the clergy have been at the forefront saying you cannot regulate matters, especially spiritual ones. So it will be interesting to see how this kind of a discussion pans out to be.
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, even when it comes to donations with the churches, there was talk that it is being politicized. So I guess that's also another area, another element on its own that needs a lot of depth coverage. And of course, we'll definitely be looking into it at a later time. Well, for now, we've got another story that is definitely going to be discussed in detail right now, Samuel.
Absolutely. Talking about depth, this one sincerely does have depth. Because high levels of alcohol and drug abuse in areas like central Kenya have left many women complaining that their men are not able to satisfy them due to increased cases of low libido. But a 62-year-old man in Limuru, Kiambu County, has decided to counter that by selling camel soup to his customers, believing the potent liquid will cure them of their handicap. Let's hear more from Joy Kiruki Juma.
The tea-growing town of Limuru in Kiambu County is a beehive of activity. One particular activity is what goes on in this hotel christened Kohonia Cafe, Kikuyu word for hill, which specializes in camel soup and is situated right outside the bus stop. A product that appears to attract a whole lot of people, especially men, going by the numbers we saw here. Not your ordinary hotel. Customers, we're told, come from far-flung counties to secure their potent libido-boosting dose, with one cup going for 50 shillings.
Mambo ya nyumbani sasa lazima tuangalie sana. Nimekuja supu kwa hivyo sibiagamia mimi kwangu mimi nakunywaga kwa wiki mara 3.
Wale walikuwa na mabibi wanatoroka juu ya shida hiyo ya usiku, sasa wataanza kurudi sasa.
The brains behind it is 62-year-old Lawrence Njoroge Mbuthia, a herbalist who saw the growing need to offer a solution to the low libido situation in the region and who is now referred to as doctor.
Iko blockage inakuanga kwa mizizi ile iko hapa ya kupeleka damu na ingine hata ya kupeleka hewa, unaona. Sasa hiyo ndio inanyoroshwa inakuwa mzuri.
According to Njoroge, the camel bones which he buys at Barma Market or in Isiolo are boiled together with a mixture of herbs, moringa in particular, which he says improves bone health.
Inatibu gout, inatibu arthritis, inanyorosha mgongo na hata saa ingine inaongeza nguvu za kiume.
1 out of every 5 men are said to suffer from low libido, with scientists having proven that camel bone marrow has essential properties that are derived from the numerous herbs the desert mammal eats.
Hiyo supu ukisikia hata kama hujatia to prove, unasikia mwili na react. Kuna vile iko. Kwa hivyo hiyo supu inaweza sema ni supu ni kama chakula kinywaji.
Wazee wako na shinda kwa sababu ile chakula tunakula today haina nguvu. Kwa hivyo zaidi tunakunywa soup inatusaidia. Wazee saingine mama unaweza kuingia kwa mama anakuangalia na anashindwa huyu ni mtu wa namna gani.
A solution the customers believe works for them and are willing to travel the distance to purchase it and carry some extra. Joy Kiruki Juma, K24.
And of course, for purposes of that particular story, we rate it PG. Parental guidance is heavily recommended.
No words.
No.
At all.
Let's move on to other stories of the day where we've got some images that we're getting from Milimani Law Courts this day, where the divorce court case pitting Meru Senator Mithika Linturi against Miriam Keitani is currently ongoing. Let's listen in.
Suggesting doubts to the witness and by trapping the witness into admission that weakens the testimony, unquote. It is clear that in referring to certain documents which were allegedly authored by the plaintiff herein, counsel seeks to achieve what has been set out in the Black's Law Dictionary as regards cross-examination. The said documents are contained in a bundle which has since been supplied to parties. This matter was adjourned when it was last in court, so as a witness can assess the said document that has been referred to by counsel. And I find no fault on the part of counsel, and I hold that the line of cross-examination taken by him is in order, and I proceed to overrule the objection raised.
Much obliged.
Much obliged. Then I'll request we adjourn for 2 minutes and give the instructions to the clerk on how to proceed. That's what to ask for 2 minutes.
You know, I'll leave it to the court. In my view, there's no need for...
No.
But I'll leave it to the court.
Give him a chance to just...
Okay.
There's nothing wrong. Okay, we'll take a shot at it.
All right, of course, that is at Milimani Law Courts, and the court is adjourned for the day.
Absolutely. Would like to bring it to a close right about now. Thank you so much for watching the Daily Brief today. My name is Samuel Njoroge. Enjoy the rest of your viewing, which includes the Inside Business, which is coming up next with Caroline Jenga.
And I'm Shiksha Aroro, not forgetting the sign language interpreter this afternoon, Clement Mooley. We'll do this again tomorrow, same time. Until have yourselves a fantastic day ahead. That's all from us.
That's true.